network that's truly plugged in. 866-224-5422. That's AMP, the number 2.TV. The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors. AMP2.TV presents Tell Us Your Business, where you're invited on the air to tell us what makes your business stand out in the community. It's important we hear from you to tell us all we need to know about what you do best. Tell Us Your Business uses the latest radio and television production systems, and all shows can be seen on AMP2.TV. If you have a question for our guest, call 888-565-1470. Now, let's get ready as our guest hits the airwaves and informs us about what we need to know on Tell Us Your Business.
Hi, welcome. It's great to have you here with us. This is Tell Us Your Business. And boy, I got to tell you, tonight, I can't wait to talk all about her and everything. Of course, she's also a personal friend of mine. So, I just want to remind you, though, we would love to have anybody that wants to ask questions to our guest or myself, or also Jay Feldman. He's here as well.
Hi.
Please give us a call, 888-565-1470. We'd love to hear from you. And also, if you want to be on the show, give us a call. Let us know what you do, and let's see if we can get you on the air, okay? Okay, well, I'm Lorena Anderson, known as the Energy Shifter. I am a life and energy coach, and I teach all about how we function in this world based on our energy fields, how to create and manifest your dreams once and for all, how to release negative energy out of your body, mind as well. So, welcome again to the show, and I'd also like to welcome Jay Feldman. He is our business coach.
Good to be here. Thank you. And hi, Becca. Glad to be here with you, too. And Lorena.
Thank you for having me.
I am an executive coach, and I am known for the 4 Ings of J lately, which is coaching, consulting, advocating, and mentoring.
Yay! Excellent, Jay. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce our guest tonight. Oh my God, she is a dear friend of mine. I've known her for years. We've also got a couple chapters in a book together called Allow Your
Spirit.
No, vision.
Allow your vision.
That's right. Allow your vision to grow, to soar.
That's right.
Yeah.
To soar.
Yeah. It's been a while, huh?
It has been a while.
So
too long.
Becca, it's great to have you here.
Thank you.
Great to be sitting here across the way from you. Many years we've known each other, and gone
Jay
through,
too.
Yes,
Yeah.
equally.
Well, Jay's a relative newcomer for me, but
Unless we want to call him Stu.
sorry,
Yes.
just a little private joke there.
Yes. I haven't been Stu for a long time, everybody, but yes.
So, please tell the audience what you do. Tell us about your business, how to get a hold of you.
Sure. So I'm Becca Tebon, and it's really a privilege and such an honor to be here with you guys. So thank you. So basically, I started my business, FIT, which is Fearless Integrative Transformation, about 7 years ago. And it was really through my lowest of low. I always said, I'm thankful for my rock bottom, because it was at that rock bottom where I couldn't go any lower that I really started to myself soar. And it's been a process. I can't lie. It's been a long process. And I don't know that the process really ever ends.
No.
Right?
Process never ends. We're always in process.
We are always in
yes.
process. It's progress, right? It's progress. There's no
Yes.
perfection. It's just progress. And so, born into wellness, I was born very ill, and about 10 years ago now, when I was like 20. Yeah, I kind of discovered my own fountain of youth and was able to finally get off of all the meds and really feel better. And so it's been a holistic time for me over the last 30 years. So as evolution has been and how God has driven me, I am now a holistic health coach and fitness coach, and I teach soul-inspired living.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yay. That's,
Yeah.
Well, that's why we're so close and we so connected and everything. 'Cause
Absolutely.
a lot of times what I do as well is that, to be able to coach somebody, life coach, there's so many different facets. So that's one of the reasons why I love what you're doing. I was a fitness trainer as well. So I love to add
we're
fitness
sisters.
in it.
We
Yeah,
are
we
so
are.
sisters.
And then also the spirituality piece of it as well. I mean, that is absolutely essential to allow your own spirit to soar.
That's
and
right.
then, and I know you've got nutrition in there as well. What else do you have? What else?
Right. So I incorporate, I call it the 3 F's. So focus, right? So mindset. And that's where this new Flow Decoder has developed from. Fitness. There's a lot of great fitness trainers out there. And, I do believe that I am one of those elite trainers, been training people for over 32 years. And people come to me. I know.
Okay, you just blew your age
think
now, honey.
So at 32,
Yes.
never mind. Yeah. So and no plastic surgery yet. And so fitness and then food and I always was thinking fitness, food. What came first, the chicken or the egg? And what I discovered is, believe it or not, it's really the food. But what really, really is the difference in the cutting edge between my coaching and somebody else's coaching is the belief system and the mindset. And what I've now discovered is the code to bringing it together. And that is the Flow Decoder. And what people always ask for and search for is what? Balance in their life. Like, who doesn't want balance in their life, right? You guys want balance in your life. But the truth is, seeking something that we can never have because there's no such thing as balance. It's like
there isn't.
No, no.
I totally agree.
Integration is a much better choice. sometimes.
it's like pull the curtain out and still there's no balance. Open start the day on the brightest side of bright. There's no balance. There's stuff every day that flows in, and so how do we deal with that? And so that's where the Flow Decoder really comes about because it helps people to bridge their gap between their actual self, like where they are right now, and their ideal self of where they want to be. So one of my friends, Camelita Nuttall, she says it's not where you are, it's who you are. And I so believe that is the truth. And while I was going through my coaching programs where I was, learning my own certifications and growing in my own coaching style, I came across something called the life wheel or the plate.
Oh, yes.
Do you remember that?
Absolutely.
And that really impacted me. And so I started playing with that with some clients. And then I expanded it. I expanded it. And before I knew it, it had a life of its own. So it really has taken on a program and a life of its own. And you'll be seeing some certifications for this coming up.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's excellent. I
Yeah.
love it. Well, something, it's not only who you are, it's loving where you are at every single moment.
That's right.
Because if you're not loving where you're at and you keep thinking that you should be someplace else, you're never going to get there. Not only that, you're really beating yourself up on some level because you're shooting yourself all the time.
That's right. That's shoulding.
Yeah.
Never should.
Never should. But love right where you're at so
That's
that
right.
you can take those next steps and go even further. As you said, the process is progress.
That's right. That reminds me of a story when I was at Disney World with my kids. So I had 3 kids. I brought a nanny to help us, right? Because you always need to get onto that next line, right? Because the lines are so long. And so you're rushing.
It's called the fast pass, honey.
Okay, but even with that fast pass, listen, we got the fast pass down, but you're thinking, you're on this long line, even the fast pass line, and you're thinking, okay, what am I doing next? Right? Where am I going next?
Yeah.
Instead of enjoying
And being present.
even the time with your kids or wherever you are right then and there, you're
Right.
thinking, what do I need to do next? Everybody's thinking about their goals and how to activate and how to be better and do more in less time, right?
Yes.
But not appreciating enough of where they are.
Exactly my
Yeah.
point. So that's one of the things that we have so much in common is we teach people how to be present in the moment.
That's right.
Because this is the only moment that we have.
Yeah.
We don't have any yesterdays, and we're not guaranteed of any of our tomorrows. So it's just at this very moment. So what are you going to do with this moment? What do you want to create at this moment?
Power of now, baby.
Oh, you know it.
There's a book, I know the book about that.
That's right.
Eckhart Tolle, right?
Oh yeah, Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. Love. That was one of those other things at rock bottom that was brought to me to read. And I'm not a big reader with my dyslexia, but I can tell you that was a very empowering book. That and Purpose Driven Life.
Okay.
Another very empowering now book.
Yes.
Being who you are, being authentic to your own being.
Yeah.
Calling all those white elephants to the table. Yeah. I got plenty of those.
Well, you know something. White is very good. It's very spiritual.
Yes. There you
and
go.
they've got wings on them too, right?
Oh, they got wings. They jump.
yeah.
My elephants jump.
Well, and the reason why is that, I don't believe that there's truly any adversity, because everything that you've ever gone through has brought you to a different level of understanding your own self, your courage, your strength, wherever it is that you're going. That's why I see those white elephants with wings on them, because they give us something so important.
They do.
And it's just, it's wonderful. You extract the wisdom from it, and then you get to move forward.
I love how she says that. Extract the wisdom.
Extract.
And you're right. And actually, what I do in my coaching is help people take their adversities and turn them into their advantages.
Yeah.
When I actually laid them out and saw all of them that I had, I was like, whoa, hot dog. What are we going to do with these? And I actually could see how all those things have led me up to where I am today. And so I'm so grateful for my adversities, for all those challenges, from the health to the personal relationships and all the wonderful things that I've been blessed to have learned, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Well, this is really a time for you. As Lorena and I like to think it's a time for us too. The trends are changing. Previously, really tough old business dudes like myself years ago are changing with the times to realize that the accessibility that you have is a pathway for some alternative ways of looking at things.
Absolutely.
Always, yeah.
So comment a little bit on how you've utilized the trends, because I know you work with guys and women, so.
I do. I have to admit that my attraction towards working with women has been my foundation, and that women do hire me for their guys. So it's kind of interesting how I get my guys as clients. And there definitely is. It was my own working, my own spirituality that led me, and like we said, it's consistently growing.
Yes.
Meeting people like Lorena has been a place of growth for me. I absolutely, I admire. I remember being at our book launch and listening to this woman speak and teach the room, and everybody was in just awe. And then working with you, Jay, and going through your program and learning that I actually had an epic profile. I was like,
you are
I do
epic,
tell that
honey.
I tell that to all the girls.
Oh.
No, I'm
okay.
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
You are epic.
Thanks, Jay. But that was really interesting to, it's interesting to learn different personifications of who we are. We know who we are, but to see some of the lessons that are learned through some of these coaching programs that you guys do too is very influential for me. And I highly recommend people connect with you guys who are listening to this show, because you guys are both magnificent.
Well, thank you.
Wow.
They didn't pay
That's
me to
the
say
idea.
that.
We're your
I know.
naive forces that way.
I'm going to get an invoice at the end of the month, right?
I think we're going for cocktails after, right? No. So I really do. So it's been a gradual process. Like I said, going through some of the coaching programs that I have invested in to make myself a better coach. Those who coach are those who learn.
Right.
Always a student, the better coach we become. And so I am a student. I'm a student of both of yours. I was just commenting on how I was watching Lorena, stalking Lorena on Facebook. So, watching her as her development of her relationship grew, if I may share.
Yes, absolutely.
And then I actually called her and I said, I have a couple of questions to ask you, and da-da-da-da-da, and we won't go into some of that, but, I asked her some questions, and it just helped me mold and decide what I wanted in my next best relationship. And so that is the
2
power
phone
of
calls.
now.
That's all it took.
So she's good. She's that good. So, I am a sponge. I watch, and so that I can share with other people. And
Yeah.
the things that we've gone through are learning places for us to help other people grow. So to get back into the Flow Decoder,
Yes,
you
tell
know,
us.
yeah, I just want to share with you, because that is, through all of my coaching, through all these years that we now mention is more than 10. It's three plus decades of coaching, and we put that weather under our belt. It's awesome, And so what I've come to discover is the difference between me and a client and a great client. It's not the client. It's my coaching, and it's how I bring the word to them of themselves,
Right.
and sharing with them where they are and understanding where they want to be. Now, 2 things have to happen. Well, one thing has to happen. Either they decide that where they think they should be in life isn't really where they should be in life, or where they are isn't where they're supposed to be, right? And somewhere
That's what they think.
and somewhere in between the two is their perfect life of what they want. And they call it's a perfect 10. Now, there's no such thing as a perfect wheel. There's no such thing as a perfect life. But it's attaining to understand and relish where you are while delving in to aspire higher. I don't call myself a motivational speaker nor an inspirational speaker. I aspire to be an aspiration speaker to help people aspire higher in their own personal essence and in their own personal vibration.
Fabulous. I love it.
So the word flow alone to me means the opposite of static. So I know in terms of working on energy and on yourself, the ability to be able to shift different types of energy, like Lorena preaches,
Yes.
is very, very important.
I not only preach, I
Preach
teach.
it, by she does.
Preach and teach.
She lives. And she lives what she shares, as do I. And it's the same thing. So if you think about it as a static balance, right? I'm going to say meat market for any of you guys who buy meat. If you've got a scale, think of the scale.
This
right?
is not dating,
It says-
obviously. Right?
I wasn't quite sure
No,
where we
not
were going
that
with
meat
that one.
market. I'm the butcher at the butcher shop, or the fish market. If you think about a scale, right? You think about the 5 pounds and 5 pounds of whatever you're buying, and that would be balance, right? 5 pounds equals 5 pounds. But as we're going through our day, there's never a balance, and so it has to flow. And as an athlete, I refer to things as like third base. I played third base. Before the ball left the pitcher's hand, I knew exactly what I was going to do if the ball came to me, or if the ball went someplace else and then would be approaching me. So, it's having the game plan, but we all know that game plan isn't always perfectly laid out. And so, stuff happens. I caught myself.
I noticed. Shift happens, honey.
Yeah, shift happens.
I know,
That's right. And shift happens. And so what happens during that shift? We freak, we seize.
Exactly.
And our stomachs go nuts and our minds go blank and our words go crazy.
Yeah.
Or
we become overly emotional, or we shut down, we run away, we hide, we escape.
we know it.
Yeah.
we know it because we've been there, done it. But,
Absolutely.
And still happens. But when it happens, we know what to do. And so that's exactly what this is. It helps people to not only be able to respond better to those moments, and so they're not in a reactive mode, but it also helps them to bridge that gap between their actual self and their ideal self. And there is a difference. There's a strong difference. I aspire to be a speaker. Now, I wasn't a speaker, so my actual self was not a speaker, but I wanted to be a speaker, so that was my ideal self. So how did I position myself, and how did I grow to be a speaker, as an example, right? So I manifested it.
Yeah, I could really tell that you could not be a speaker, right? Are you kidding? With your personality. Listen, remember, I know you, and I know how you can speak.
But you also know me from the earlier years, and I wasn't as eloquently spoken. I wasn't as comfortable in my skin, and it's been practice. It's been a lot of practice.
Absolutely.
It took how long to get on your radio show?
You just had a call, honey.
How long have you been doing this? So, no, and all joking aside, I aspire to it. And so I read about speakers. I listened to podcasts. I listened to interviews. I hired somebody to help me with my speaking and my writing. We get to where we're going to be. So my actual self wasn't my ideal self wanted to be. So that's not being happy where I was. It was just aspiring to be higher, right?
Your greater self.
That's right. And so there's nothing wrong with wanting more, to creating more in your life, to manifesting more. It's how do we do that? And some people are blank. So they're stagnant. And those who stay stagnant in their actual self and don't grow into their ideal self is the area of that gap that we speak about, that I speak about, that I teach about.
Right. And usually what you find out also is that those are the same people that are so negative, so full of resentment, shut down, and they just don't know how to make those next moves.
Oh, absolutely.
So, and I think
self-sabotaging.
Absolutely. And I think Jay's dealt with that as well with his clients, in the business field. Sometimes it's just so, I don't mean to be speaking for you, but...
Okay. I think it's the business folks historically, guys, have a tougher time kind of like knowing where, like use Becca's kind of analysis of being third base. The whole thing that you're trying to do is know when to go to the foul line and when to move to the shortstop. So I would call that under the banner of intuition, and I think intuition's a very, very important trait, talent, and development. So knowing when, you don't have to be too much of a baseball fan to just know, okay, you're playing third, shortstop is one direction, the foul line is the other, and just anticipating the move puts you up on an advantage versus somebody else.
And if they get past you and get to home, you're in deep poop. Deep shift.
Deep shift.
You're right.
My tagline is, when your shift hits the fan, I'm your plan.
Oh, I like that.
Absolutely, because nobody can really deal with shifts very easily with change.
Right.
We unfortunately get so comfortable in the minutia that it's familiar, you know. But in actuality, they are so uncomfortable in the minutia, but they just don't know how to get out of it. They don't know how to make those next steps, how to move themselves forward. So that's when all three of us, my goodness, this is so excellent. All three of us coaches have that ability of really being able to move our clients forward.
Right.
Whether it's in business, which also includes life. My life coaching also includes business, and you as well.
Well, everybody is in some sort of business, whether they are the front line or they are the follower, either the leader or follower. And I was talking about to these kids today at the Office Depot Foundation. And it doesn't matter where you are, just know where you are and step into a place that ignites you, right? Mm-hmm. And so it's been shown, it's scientifically proven that those people who are happier, they are healthier. They're right?
Yes.
They have less absenteeism. They have higher productivity. They have better relationships. They have higher self-esteem. They love themselves better.
Yes.
They love other people better.
And they take better care of themselves as well.
They're more open they're more open. And so wouldn't you want an employee who felt better about themselves to close the gap on where their differential is between their actual self and their ideal self, right? So when we close that gap, they're a happier person, they're a healthier person, their productivity is higher. So I say I shrink people's bottom as I raise their bottom line.
Well, I have never heard that one before.
Right.
That is great.
Right. So I help people optimize their brain and their bodies to enhance their business and their life. That's where I fit in.
I love it. That's great.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Awesome.
That is great. So tell us, if you've got a client for the first time, where do you end up taking them? What things do you address with them specifically?
Well, of course, we have the $1 million questions. So, I like to find out what a perfect day looks like to them, what the best day of their life ever looked like. So a difference between where they are now and where they were. I have my wheel that I developed, the Flow Decoder. It's an actual wheel. There's actually 5 wheels, but there's an assessment tool that I use that branches out and has different profiles within each of the 5. So it's their health style, lifestyle, creative style, relationship style, and soul style. Now, I don't pretend to be a business coach, although I've run businesses and I have a business. When I deal with people who want to get deep into the business realm, I turn them over to somebody who really works on that. I do marketing. I do branding.
Jay's the perfect person there for the business piece of it.
Absolutely. We all have a different piece of the puzzle. I don't believe in competition, obviously.
I know, I agree.
Right.
I figure there's enough for everybody. We don't need to compete by any means.
And nobody really does exactly the same thing. So right now, I have a client who was gifted to me. He's actually sponsored. He was over 500 pounds a month ago. And in 1 month, he's lost 27 pounds and 10 inches.
Wow.
Well.
Without any exercise. His legs are so swollen, his ankles, his knees, so much weight. It really wasn't about that. It was just about changing over his belief system about food and changing over some food. As a matter of fact, week 3, he sent me his log. Every day they send a log. So on week 3, I remember it was a very interesting one. I was in Italy, and he sent me over his log, and he had his typical eggs and bacon and oatmeal and blah, 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 blah for the day. And I told him, awesome. I said, no more bacon. He writes back, you never said I couldn't have bacon. And I said, I never commented on your bacon. Because you can't change somebody's entire world in one sitting.
Right.
It's taken me 30 some odd years to get healthy. Nobody changed me over in one moment. So I believe in the same things. It's baby steps. It's incremental. You don't have to be scared of the health coach.
So tell us how we get a hold of you.
So it's easy enough to go to my website, and you can even schedule in a 10-minute call at BeccaTebon.com. It's BeccaTebon.com. And there's a little schedule that will annoyingly pop up, and you can just sign up for a free call.
Your telephone number?
318-232-2218. It's actually 318-BECCA-18.
Okay, great. Awesome. And Jay, how did we get a hold of you?
You can reach me at jay@jayfeldmaninc.com, and the phone number is 954-763-2505. And my website's easy. It's www.jayfeldmaninc.com.
Excellent. And Lorena Anderson, your life and energy coach, the energy shifter. You can reach me at 954-647-5525 or give me an email, lorenaanderson@gmail.com. LAURINA Anderson with an O @gmail. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. We really did enjoy you being part of this conversation. And thank you, Becca.
You're welcome.
We so appreciate you being here with us. And thank you, Jay.
Thank you,
Always
too.
a pleasure to have you.
Ladies, great.
I would love to give your listeners a free download when they go to my website as well.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So,
Beautiful.
a 2-day detox, a 2-day weekend detox. It's
Excellent.
awesome.
Well, thank you so much. And we'll see you next week, Monday from 6:30 to 7. Call in, join us. We would love to hear from you. Bye-bye now.
This has been Tell Us Your Business, where a special guest comes on every week and tells us what they do. All shows can be seen on amp2.tv, and if you wish to be a guest, call 866-224-5422 and tell us about your business. That's 866-224-5422. This has been an amp2.tv production. The opinions expressed